We can do stuff for ourselves. We don't need other people doing it. And he trying to tell us we can go to our enemies to ask for anything. Do they know the definition of enemy? I'm going to tell you the definition of an enemy because I've been reading, man. I've been reading. People that go to the University of Georgia can read. And I can tell you this right there. Enemy means somebody that don't like you. So you don't need to get nothing from them, but yet they've been talking about they don't know the definition of a woman either. Do they not tell you that? I know the definition of a woman. I know the definition because it's written in that great book of mine. And it said man and woman. That's what they talk about in that great book. Senator Warnock need to read that great book rather than try to throw a little Bible verse at me. He can't do that to me because you remember that Scooby-Doo I talked to you earlier about? Now he got those wide eyes. Said that boy know a little bit more than I thought he knew. And that's what I've been telling him. Right now, I do know some stuff. And I know you don't want to put men and women in sports. I know you don't want to get the morale and the confidence down in our military. I know you don't want to get it down in our law enforcement. And then you can't keep bringing this critical race theory to our school. But that ain't the only thing. That's not the only thing. But then, yet, y'all seen this border wide open? Oh, yes, it is. And then they're telling you that it's secure. They don't even know the definition of secure either. Secure meaning it got to be locked up, meaning nobody can get in. It's tight. They don't even know that definition. But what we've done, we've elected people to office that bring in pronouns into our military. Do you know it? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're bringing pronouns in our military. And I'm like, what the heck is a pronoun? I'm sick and tired of this pronoun stuff. Are you tired of this pronoun stuff? And I thought, yes, I am. Wait. So what I'm gonna do for this senator, I'm gonna give him a pronoun. His pronoun is former senator pronoun. That's the pronoun he got, former senator, because it is time that we get leaders in Washington that not gonna put up this stuff no more. We're a great country. And we're a great country together. And I'm sick and tired of people thinking we should be first. And then when you make the statement America first, they get all upset. If they live in America, shouldn't they think America should be first? Because we're from that great school of Ricky Bobby. We're not first. We don't want to be last. I don't want to be last. I want to be first. And then this man here that I'm running against, can you believe the other day he was preaching on the pulpit about me? I'm like, what are you doing? Why don't you not speaking about God and about Jesus? And then he mentioned Jesus, but he mentioned him in the wrong sentence. Because what he said, you know, when Herschel is talking about me, he didn't want to call my name. He said my opponent. When I'm talking about him, I'm talking about Jesus. That's what he said. And then he said, I'm also offending Martin Luther King. But I need to let him know he's not Jesus and he's not Dr. King. He's the one that's doing this to those poor people in Columbia Tower. That's what he was talking about, because he's getting rich, $7,400 a month, as he evict people that make it $28 a month. Is he not ashamed of himself? He should have been ashamed of himself, but he's not, because he's that wolf in sheep's clothing. And y'all saw him, and I'm gonna tell you this, anyone that know Herschel Walker should have known this right here. Do y'all really think he can beat me in a debate? Let's be real here. Y'all really thought he could beat me in a debate? He showed up at that debate all looking good in those expensive suits that he wear, all walking that smooth walk, but he walked in there to that podium, and he sit down and looked over at me, and I told him, and I started calling him out. He became Scooby-Doo at one time, because somebody was talking about me about abortion over there. This guy believed in abortion on demand. He believed that you can abort a baby all the way up to 9 months. He's a man out of cloth. He said you can abort a baby all the way up to 9 months. He even voted, now listen to me, he even voted that if a baby survives an abortion, he would deny that baby medical care. Can you believe a man said that? And then he threw his own words out, the words he's been using forever. He said, you know, a doctor and a patient can't be in the same room with the government. And I happen to say, but you bring the government right back in, because you're inviting the government to pay for it. So the government got to pay for it, so you're inviting them back in. And he didn't know what to say after that. And then I said, do you not know also, there's a baby in that room too, sir. There's a baby in that room too. I got a chance to win a Heisman Trophy. I got a chance to be on the 1992 Olympic bobsled team. Look, there's no snow here in Georgia, and I'm on the 1992 Olympic bobsled team. But this was so funny. God said he's not ready yet, because I played 15 years of pro ball. God said he's not ready yet, so he had to break me now. He had to break me, and all of a sudden I heard that I got a mental problem. Herschel got a mental problem. I'm talking about myself in third person, but I know that. So I decided that I'm going to go get this problem taken care of. So I go to this hospital out in California. And I remember going out to this hospital and I go, whoa, these people here are crazy. These people here are crazy, and I'm not like them. But then I remember from my mom and dad that we all fall short of the glory of God. And God is a tricky God, isn't he? But he's a good God. So God said he's ready now. So he's ready now. He's ready to go out and do what I need him to do. So I'm not that politician because I'm that warrior for God that he's been looking for. Because I'm not afraid to tell people what they need to hear. Like my father, when he told me no, he meant no. And then when I got too big for my britches, and he said, boy, if you don't like the rules underneath my roots, why don't you leave my house? That we may maybe need to tell some people here, if you don't like the rules of the United States, why don't you leave? Because, and then you see the crime. You see the crime on the street, and the reason why, I can tell y'all the reason why. And I'm going to tell you how you can get rid of it too. You can get rid of it because as my father used to say, tell the people no. You do that, you're going to be held accountable. Same thing as Adam and Eve. Because you remember when Adam and Eve was in that garden, and all of a sudden God said, in this place here, you have total freedom. But if you touch or eat from this tree here, you will surely die. They were held to responsibility. That's what we got to do now, is hold people to responsibility for the crime that they submit. But oh, no. The guy I'm going running against, he decided to get these liberal judges that don't think people need to be held accountable. He believes in no cash bail. Can you believe that? No cash bail. No, yes he does. And then he believes in releasing people from prison. I'm like, oh, wow, what can you believe that? Releasing people from prison? Now we're going to become prisoners in our own home because of Senator Warnock. In less than 2 short years, this is what he's done to us. And I said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. What we need to tell this senator what he need to do as he lead the people door, lead the people office, don't let that door hit him in the backside as he goes out of that office. Because he don't know. And then I remember him on this podium. He was on this podium saying, to be a senator, you got to know some stuff. I'm going to tell him he don't know no stuff. I'm telling y'all the stuff he don't know. Because all the things he voted for, because they told Joe Biden that he was headed in the wrong direction. And all of a sudden, Senator Warnock voted with him 96% of the time. That means he don't know no stuff either. No, that not me that. And I'm going to tell you right now, in the great book I read, God don't know nothing about the color of your skin. God knows about your heart. So he don't care about the color of your skin. And then he said in his church on the pulpit, he said America needed to apologize for its whiteness. And I'm like, did he not read in that great book that I read that God said, don't look at the dust in your eye, in your brother's eye, but look at the plank in your own eye. And he forgot about forgiveness, because God do forgive. So he's not God, so he can't be giving nobody no forgiveness, and yet he making a statement like that on the pulpit. And God said, you need to go after him. And I said, that's the reason I'm going to run, because I'm sick and tired of having people in Washington not representing my family. You have criminals that think that they're heroes. And now all police officers think that they're demons. And I'm only here to tell them, no, they're not. No, they're not. And what we got to get back to, we got to get back to supporting our men and women in blue. And what we got to do, we all got to do it together, because I remember this. I got stopped the other day. And I was looking at this officer, and I realized this officer has just got on a uniform. All he's doing, he's got on a uniform, but he's doing his job. So I'm going to show him the respect, because this is his job, the same as you have a job to do too. So we got to respect our officers the same as they respect you. And then we all go home safe, because they got a family, their fathers, their mothers, their brothers, their sisters. So that's what we got to get back to respecting each other.